What's good, YouTube? Drake and 21 Savage just released their new project, Her Loss, and going into this project, I really didn't know what to think, especially from the side of Drake. It's been a couple years since 21 Savage has dropped an album, and he's made very consistent music throughout his whole career, so he was never really a question. We knew exactly what Savage was going to bring to the table on this album. However, since 2018, when Drake released Scorpion, he's released 3 completely different projects. In 2020, he released Dark Lane demo tapes, which was a very diverse album. It had some drill music, it had trap records with Future and Thug, it had some slower songs, it had a song with Giveon, and in 2021, Drake released Certified Lover Boy, which was very much a mainstream album, half melody, half rap, very similar to a lot of albums what Drake has dropped in the past. However, with that album, I thought it was great at first. There was a lot of hype behind it, but I fell off of it very fast. Then in 2022, Drake dropped Honestly Nevermind, which was the most experimental album of his entire career, and what got farthest away from his core fanbase. Why Drake was so successful with Her Loss is he fed his core fanbase. The people that enjoy his rapping and some melody and will spin his music 50 times over. Drake has built his career a lot on building a very diverse fan base, but the core of which people love him for is that ability to rap and make the records in hip-hop that sound good. And he made an album specifically here that was just hip-hop, and why he was so smart with it too is it was mainly trap music. Trap music is the biggest subgenre in hip-hop right now, and with the wave Atlanta and Memphis have in the game, especially from a style of production and artists, Drake needed to capitalize on that because that's the type of music everyone's rocking with. And Drake did an amazing job. On all these beats, Drake slid. And this is the best music I've heard from him in so long, and it was just that rap music that was exactly what we needed. I thought 21 Savage was actually the perfect person for this because Savage is from Atlanta, but out of all those artists in Atlanta, Savage is different. You got artists like Future, Thug, Baby, Gunna. They're all very similar. They all, of course, are unique in their own ways, but they have a very similar sound. Savage has come up in a completely different way. He's not always going in on hard trap beats. He's very lyrical. He uses samples that are similar to Drake. And he was someone Drake knew that he could build a series of records around. One thing that I heard on this album from Drake that I thought was so unique, or at least something that I heard for the first time, this was the first album I felt like Drake in a long time just had fun with. Drake has spent his entire career trying to make these calculated moves and, even just writing music. I've watched so many interviews where he's like, he just focuses on every little detail and everything has got to be written in a perfect way. This felt like Drake just heard some records. Of course he wrote some, but it just felt like he just was easy with it. It felt like he just slid on the beats. And it's really refreshing to hear because I think that's one of the unique things about trap music that's so awesome is that, a lot of artists like Lil Baby, Thug, Future, in interviews, they all talk about how they record. They don't write anything. They literally just punch in. They hear a beat, they catch a vibe, and they create records. That's a vibe I got from Drake on this was like, it just was easy. It came together well. I also have a theory about how this album came about as well. In 2021, around the release of Certified Lover Boy, Savage did an interview with Academics, where Academics was talking to him about the track list of Savage Mode 2. And he asked him, he was like, bro, Savage Mode is very much a street project. And on Savage Mode 2, you put on a song with Drake called Mr. Right Now. But it's like a love song. Like, why would you do that? It gets away from the street theme. And Savage was like, I put that on there because it's different. It's a different record. And here we are in 2022, and Drake drops a house project, Honestly Nevermind, and he put one rap record on there, produced by Tay Keith, which was a very different song for that album. And of course, that record that he put on there, of course, ended up being a hit. So what I think happened was, as Jimmy Cooks is still continuing to be a big record, Drake knew him and Savage have a lot of songs in the vault, and they've made, 4 great songs in the past. They've made Sneakin', which was released in 2017, Mr. Right Now, Knife Talk, and then now Jimmy Cooks, and Jimmy Cooks is currently a hit record. So I think he went to Savage and was like, yo, bro, We have a huge record right now. We've made great records in the past. We have a ton in the vault. Let's release a project together. And of course, we know Drake also just got, he admitted in the album he got $500 million for his new record deal with Universal Music Group. So Drake's got to drop a ton of music anyway. And so he was like, bro, let's build a whole album around this shit. And I think they've been working on that for the past couple of months. And that's what we got here today. And overall, I thought this was the best project I've heard in 2022. This project was amazing, and Drake is still on an amazing run. It's unbelievable, and it makes me happy to see Drake back on top. But let me know what you guys think about this project. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.